Set number 1 will be played on Akilon Wastes. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position is the Red Protoss, representing Kespa Team 8. His name is Terminator.
His opponent is Blue Terran from STX Seoul, top left-hand position. His name is Innovation.
So the Terminator versus the Innovator is what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to see who can prove superior here, and... Oh, okay, never mind that. That's just a supply depot. I almost thought I saw a quick refinery there, which would have raised a few eyebrows, but nope, that's not the case. And also looking at the match history between these two teams here, STX Seoul has pretty much just rampaged through Kespa Team 8 after round number 1, where STX Seoul narrowly lost in the ace match to Kespa Team 8. Looks like the wife was slapping her husband on the butt, telling him, hey, you're on camera, man, pay attention.
What's also funny, if you look at the results, STX Seoul back in round number 1 didn't look as strong. Yes, they did have Innovation, but he didn't play as, you know, a fantastic Innovation that we know as of today. He did get some wins here and there, but in Pro League, he was a little bit weak, just like watching Roro before he won his GSL title before the end of Wings of Liberty. But, you know, as we went into Heart of the Swarm, Innovation really picked up the slack, and now he's an invincible force for STX Seoul. He's been getting wins left and right, helping them make it into the playoffs, and now they can go for the second place spot, avoid the third place versus fourth place match, and get an easy ticket to the finals against Wongjin Stars.
To add on to that, I mean, Innovation, he's gotten multiple all-kills this season alone for his team. He has helped them out so much here. Certainly one of the biggest reasons why they are one of the top 4 teams. And, you know, if they get good lineups, I could definitely see them taking out any of these top teams here. Wongjin Stars still the definite favorite in the playoffs and finals. But, you know, we could see upsets. I mean, upsets happen for a reason, man.
Yeah, even look at the last match that we casted. Fantasy versus Hero. Upsets are bound to happen, and comebacks are bound to happen in a game of StarCraft.
Indeed. We're seeing them more and more often the more refined players play. Really just taking the game to like the next level of skill and overall gameplay. Really good stuff. We do see a Command Center first opening here from Innovation. Certainly not afraid to do any build like that against his opponent. We're going to eventually see an expansion most likely here from our Protoss player Terminator. He's only got 2 guys on each gas for now. Got his Mothership Core out as well. The SCV, though, hiding in that corner there.
Yeah, if his opponent did not scout it, he wants to hide it until the very last second to get a second scouting before the SCV gets taken out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this means he doesn't need to get a Reaper as well to help scout or waste a scan. So that'll definitely be nice. The Stalker just chilling over there. STX Seoul coach watching the screen of the game practically in front of his eyes there.
Also chilling while watching the game in the bench. But yeah, Innovate, after making it into the playoffs, STX Seoul's coach, he's probably happy about it. He wants to make sure that STX Seoul can go for the second place. If it doesn't work out, oh well, they still have to play in the third place and the fourth place match. But hey, they're at least in the postseason, they're in playoffs.
Indeed, I don't know why they're focusing so much on the STX Seoul coach there. Guess they're just talking a little bit about him. I have noticed the STX Seoul coach no longer looks like his cat died. He's got definitely a smile on his face almost every single time I see him in Pro League nowadays. Certainly was a little bit different earlier on in the season, and certainly in previous seasons as well.
Yeah, well, STX Seoul's coach, you know, they had a good lineup, but they never had a key player. In fact, the only key player in the last few years has to be Calm, who won the Avalon MSO, and he fell out of the scene shortly after because people are saying, oh, he won because of the Zerg maps. He won because, you know, he went through tons of ZBCs, and he never got the spotlight. But Innovation crushed everyone to make it into the grand finals and win his first major title.
Yep, indeed. That's a good point to bring up there. Calm now, I believe, a playing coach for STX Seoul. He has really helped out Innovation a lot, I feel, though. He is always kind of seen in the back there, you know, just helping him out where he can, various strategies and such. Right, from the Protoss side, we do have +1 armor on the way. Not too many units out yet. He doesn't need them, really, though, because Innovation's attacks aren't going to come until a little bit more into the mid-game. This Reaper, though, going to get in and get a perfect scout here. Very nice from Innovation. Perfect scout there. Sees everything.
Yeah, he sees the Forge, he sees the Robo. No Twilight Council, knows what his opponent is most likely going to go after. Those two gateways, most likely going to be a Colossus at this point since we don't see a Twilight Council, but it's still only 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, so it's a little bit too early to call.
And there goes down the Robo. Pretty much on cue there, so it looks like he will be getting the Colossus tech here. This +1 armor is going to finish shortly as well. He's going to go for the +1 attack after that, most likely, because there's no Twilight Cancel, and we do see him going to the Robo tech. Innovation going to grab a third base from the looks of it pretty soon here. He hasn't decided to put down that third command center just yet. He's actually, you know what, oh, I take that back. He's adding on 2 additional barracks. He's getting a starport right now. His 1-1 is on the way. He's getting combat shield, stim, about to play, excuse me, just +1 attack here, but you know, we may actually see a bit of a timing from Innovation. We'll have to see.
And I like this because some people, when they're playing a game against Innovation, they try to gain a lot of economic advantage against their opponent, because if they try to go for some weird strategy on this map, Innovation is going to block against any type of timing attack. So that's the reason why some players, they try to play a little bit more greedy than Innovation, so that at least, even if they lose the battles, at least they have the economy to back it up later into the game. And Innovation is playing exactly to that style. If my opponent is going to stay greedy, then I'm going to stay aggressive and finish him before he can even think about getting a third Nexus in this game.
The 5 racks before third command center build. Definitely a scary opening from Terran. I know 4GG loves to do timings like this, but the Observer has scouted it, so Terminator, he's going to know about this build. He's hopefully going to know how to react to it. The thing is, though, this attack is coming in very fast here. It's not 10 minutes, almost, though. We do have Blink on the way, +1 attack starting. The Observer sees everything. I think they're going to see a scan there, though, to pick off that Observer. Very quickly there. Combat shields, I think that is what we're waiting on here. Innovation does not want to attack before that upgrade completes here. Absolutely needs this upgrade if he wants to make something happen.
He sees the Colossus, backs out, knowing that if he gets force fielded in once, he doesn't have enough medevacs to save all of his units. So rather than attacking the front, he's going to try to go back into the main base. However, Terminator already sees it coming.
Yeah, man, he's got the Observers in the perfect locations here. And these drops aren't going to do anything. Innovation realizes that, going to back off. Only takes 1 hit from a Stalker. But the thing is, Innovation is continuing to rally units across the map here. I think he wants to split his opponent up, catch him a little bit off guard, and then going for the attack. The +1 attack is now finished as well for Terminator, so he's going to have pretty solid upgrades here. Moving in, though, for the attack. The ramp will not be able to be used as a choke. And Innovation, he's going to get perfect surface area here. Militia Core goes down. The Colossi are in a great position here. Excellent force fields. But Innovation barreling through the main entrance here.
The problem is all those units are force fielded over there, and the Nexus Cannon getting a free shot on the bio units, as the force fields were just enough for Terminator to defend against the attack.
Innovation really wanted to make something happen there. If he killed off one of the Colossus, I could see this attack being a little bit more successful. He is getting a third behind this, though. Starting to make a few Vikings as well, and so the mix getting an armory. So, you know, he's going to move into more of a standard macro game. He's still ahead in supply, though. He's not far behind, just, you know, maybe a little bit less than he'd like to be here. He's going to move in for another attack, though. Potentially, no, backs off.
He needs to be careful right now. I think it's better for him to just load a few units into the main base while trying to pick up the Colossus when he can, and that's what he is going to go for. However, because the Observers are in fantastic position, Terminator sees it coming.
Yeah, and you know what? Innovation, surprisingly, he hasn't really picked off any of these Observers here. That's something you'd expect from a player of his caliber, and the Observer's going to spot these medevacs as well. Look at that instantly. The units are moving back here, and that's a lot of defense in the main base here. And yeah, those medevacs, they're going to try to drop. Actually, the positioning from them, not too bad here.
The Zealots actually cannot get to it.
Yeah, the Zealots are going to be completely useless in this situation. The Nexus Cannon goes down, but these bio units are in a perfect position. The Colossus will eventually be able to pick them off, though. So in the end, the drop doesn't deal a significant amount of damage here, but certainly annoying for Terminator to take care of. But at the same time, an attack moving into the natural here. The Colossus a little bit out of position, and one of the Colossus gets picked off there. These units are going to back off, though. Innovation, he's killing some units here and there, but he's not getting the best trades in the world. He is still ahead in supply. Worker-wise, behind 2. And still no third base yet for Terminator. Innovation has managed to secure his third base. He also has an additional starport to build more Vikings and medevacs.
Yeah, Innovation doesn't really care if he loses too much to the drops as long as he attacks and kills a few Colossus left and right, and also denies the third base as long as possible. In fact, Terminator, he was taking down the rocks around 10 minutes, and he wanted to get the third base around the time after seeing Innovation going for his own third base, but because Innovation was staying really aggressive, Terminator did not throw down the Nexus until 14 minutes into the game, 4 minutes after he took down the rocks at the third position.
Not the best position to be in. He's grabbing the Storm behind this, though he will certainly have this before any extra attacks come from Innovation. In addition to that, he does have +2 armor, +1 attack. He's got Blink. Overall, you know, he is a behind in supply, but he's not out of the game yet. He's going to get the Warp Prism. He's got the Dark Shrine on the way. He could potentially go for some DT drops, utilizing that Warp Prism. He needs to really get some more upgrades, though. He needs to go for the +3 armor, maybe get the +2 attack if he doesn't want to go for the +3 armor just yet, due to maybe, you know, having not enough gas in the bank. Terminator's stretched quite thin, actually, resource-wise.
Yeah, I mean, look at the minerals in the gas right now. This is what happens if you only stay on 2 bases 14 minutes into the game. Now you're trying to get the Colossus going for the Storm upgrades. Squeezing out Templars, you can't do that on 2 bases. In fact, you're going to have tons of charge loss, which is nice, but a little bit useless as Terran player gets better upgrades as time goes on.
You know, in fact, we don't even have charge yet from the Terran player. That's something big here to point out. This Bio Army is going to be a lot more deadly as soon as the Colossus fall and the Storms are avoided or baited. Hold on, though. This Warp Prism could potentially change this game here. There's also a DT in the main base. Nice. Storm goes down, hits a lot of those units. Scan, picks off the DT, and ooh, this could be really, really difficult for Innovation to deal with here. Multiple Dark Templar being warped in here. This is a Terran's worst nightmare, but nice job. Only 1 DT in the main base here. Azala at the third base, but still, this DT will be able to do a lot of damage. A few more bio units picked off. Innovation's multitasking is going to be stretched to its limits in this scenario.
Yeah, well, Innovation needs to decide if he wants to pull back with the main army, defend against the drops completely, and then go for a fourth base, or still apply pressure while only using few units inside the main base. And the second choice is what Innovation went for as he's gearing up towards the attack at the natural.
All right, moving in here. There's no ghosts in this army, though, and I don't know if he can just attack into the Storms here. Oh, no. The Storm hits all the Vikings here, and they're going to go ahead and pick off these Colossus eventually here, but Innovation, his army is taking a lot of damage from the Storms. He's trying to brute force his way in here, eating all of the Storms up, but is it worth it? Can he make it work here? He is ahead in supply. The Zealots are absolutely crumbling to the Hellbats here. Innovation, I think he's managed to do it despite eating up so many Storms and, you know, just not being overall too cost-effective with his army. He simply has too much for Terminator to handle here, and yeah, he's just going to lose a lot of economy even if he holds off this attack here. Innovation has secured an enormous advantage in this game here. The Nexus falls in the natural. I think this is going to be pretty much it for Terminator. He's down to his last legs here, and like I mentioned, even if this army dies, still the follow-up will certainly kill Terminator.
Oh yeah, definitely. The DTs barely defend against the attack with the Archon coming out, but he lost the Nexus, which is something you do not want as a Protoss player if you're only down to 3 bases right now. In fact, he is down to 2, and all Innovation has to do is micro a little bit, and only unit that Terminator can really reinforce with right now is some gateway units. Colossus being picked off, not the best play from Terminator as he GG's out of the game. Innovation takes first set against Terminator on Akilon Wastes.
Wow, actually a bit surprising there. The defense looked pretty good from Terminator, but Innovation was like, I don't care, man. I'm just going to go kill you. Like, I'm going to focus fire down your units. I'm not going to run away from this Storm and allow your units to get extra shots at me. He just went for it, and I think he really showed that, you know, he had enough Vikings to kill the Colossus off, and then once that happened, the Hellbats were really good at weathering the Storm. There wasn't too many Marines overall in the composition. There were a good amount, but the Hellbats, the Marauders, they took a lot of that Storm damage, and I think that's what really helped Innovation really just press forward through there. Maybe some force fields could have helped out, potentially in defending against that attack, but, you know, Innovation in the end, he won. He broke Terminator's defense and took that first set. So the score is now 1-0 with STX Seoul in the lead over Kespa Team 8. The next match is going to be a TVZ tie versus Haiba on Core Hall Floating Island. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back after this commercial break.